Hey there kind people, it's me Yunbei. Welcome back to another K-drama review. The last one was a moderate hit, so I thought I should do this more often. This time I'll be reviewing Serendipity's Embrace, also known as Is It Fate. Before I start, just a quick reminder, this review will be divided into these parts and will contain some spoilers. So if you haven't watched it yet, you might want to skip that part. If not, who cares? That's all for the intro stuff. Now let's start with why I watched this show. Normally I end up watching a drama after catching an interesting clip on internet, but this time I always had a plan to review this show. I even considered doing weekly reviews and took a poll in my community. However, 56% of people said not to do it, so I didn't. But as I read the plot, I got interested. That's why I end up watching it, and since I watched it anyway, why not finish the business by reviewing it? Although I couldn't review this one weekly, I will review Love Next Door every week. No one can stop me from that. Speaking of the plot, let's move on to story and character. The basic plot of this show is about a guy who met his first love after 10 years. The story starts from there, and as time passes, we learn why they couldn't see each other for 10 years, how he fell in love, how the girl feels about him, and so on. The narrative switches between the flashback and the present. Personally, I like the flashback sequence even more than the present day story. I mean, I like school drama, so it was natural for me to like that part. As I mentioned, I watched this show because of the plot. You know, first love is first love, and I thought I would relate to the story, and I did. I would say the character writing was like that everyone would relate. They also showed how people can become so mad when they are in love, which was very relatable. Although my first love wasn't successful, I was hoping they would end up together. It's like I was finding closure to them. That's how you know the character writing was good. Now let's discuss some spoilers regarding the story and the characters. You should skip this part if you haven't watched this show. As I mentioned before, the character writing in this show is some of the most realistic I have seen. In other shows, when the male lead's mother threatens the female lead usually listens to her. But here, Hongju talks back. Then usually the mother gives money to the female lead to leave her son. But here the mother offers money so that the female lead can stay with her son. With those things, it kept impressing me. However, I didn't like what they did with Juno's character. For me, if you want to make someone villain, just make him a villain. Don't give him an emotional backstory. Not every show needs to be Demon Slayer. But I guess it was part of being realistic because everyone in this world is a little bit of grey, but still I hated the character. They portrayed Huyoung's character as not very expressive, which made him more relatable to me since I'm also not that expressive. I love how they handled all the love angles. From the beginning, I was rooting for Sungpil and Hyeji, so when Hyeji and Guntek's love story was progressing, I hated it. I mean, even in the last episode when they asked Sungpil about his first love, it was so clear that it was Hyeji, but they just teased it and left us with curiosity. However, Hyeji and Guntek's love story was also great, so I have no complaint. The uncle and Dozon's love story is my personal favorite. They teased their relationship little by little, and I kept wondering how they would conclude it within just one episode, but they handled it properly within that short time. I mean, I wish there were more, but it was enough. And their ending was like they are more than friends, but not in a relationship either. The makers left us with the opportunity to come up what their future is with our own theories. I love that they didn't try to feed us everything. They left some things for us to figure out on our own. Now on to my favorite segment, which is OSTs. I usually like OST based on the artist, but here I didn't know most of the artists. The only one I knew was Secret Number. There is also one member of Atron, but others I never heard of. That doesn't mean the OSTs were bad. They were as good as I expected. My favorite would be Love Love by Secret Number. It was the most memorable. Then comes Stars, which has two versions, Korean and English. Both versions were sung by different singers. Now I would say which version I like more, but I actually like both. They both have the same feeling, which I think is a good thing. Wonder by Jung Ye-chan was a low beat song. It was a proper OST. I like it too. Next is Destiny by Yoongjil, which I feel was the perfect choice for this K-drama. It matched the plot and the vibe of the show. It was also played at the start of every episode, so you can say it was the theme song. Next is It Love by Young and Nan. It played every time Hyeji and Kyungtae meet each other. Every time I hear the chorus, it reminds me of those moments and makes me smile. So you can say it has a certain magic. Then comes Fire Glazing by Youngsu. Wait, did I say Love Love was my favorite? Well, let's change it to Fire Glazing, which is soon going to be replaced by Hard to Tell by 21 Unit and Kim Do-young. I mean, it's not my fault. The OSTs are that good. Serendipity is embraced. Serendipity is embraced. Serendipity is embraced by Night of is probably the most chilling OST I ever listened to. It makes you want to close your eyes and just vibe with it. It gives another level of satisfaction. And lastly, there is Turtle by 2001. That's a weird stadium for sure. This song is the latest one, so I don't have much connection with it, but it is also a great song. One thing I noticed about this show's OST is that they were used in the perfect scene. They blended well with each particular scene. They didn't stand out too much, but they complemented the scene, which I feel is the purpose of an OST. And here they were used perfectly. This is why I guess I have a connection with all of them, and I love them for that. Moving on to the direction and screenplay. I love the direction. It felt more realistic, and I sometimes feel like I was part of that universe. It had a magic, and I feel that's all thanks to great direction. Most rom-com K-drama we see are around 16 episodes, but this one had just 8, and it didn't feel like they rushed the story or anything. It felt perfect. As for the screenplay, I have mixed opinion. In some parts it was great, like switching between past and present. However, there were some moments it felt like they had poor writing, like when Hoo-young meets Sung-fil after 10 years. It seemed like he didn't even recognize him. And when Hongjo finds out her parents are going to send her to an orphanage, she starts watching an animation. It was a great scene, but it felt out of place. I think they could have done much better in this section. Now for my final thoughts. Well, you have probably already guessed, I like this show. It had many relatable factors, which were selling points for me. I bet you guys will also feel the same way. I mean, if you have ever loved someone, you will relate. It's also a short story, and it feels complete. You won't feel like they left anything out, and I feel it's better this way rather than stretching the story like rubber. The best part is how realistic it felt. Even the comedy wasn't cheesy. It was like how we joke around within our friend group. It is a highly recommended K-drama. You must watch it. Trust me. If not, just subscribe for Love Next Door. I will see you guys then. Until then, have an awesome